Wave.
Hi, what are you doing?
Video for class.
Oh.
Hi everybody, I'm Billy. I know we've met online, but I really kind of appreciate the opportunity to do a video like this and actually see my classmates. These are the last 3 classes I have at AMU to get my master's in environmental management and policy, and I've never met, haven't even seen a picture of a classmate yet. We've had some PowerPoint presentations due, but people usually don't put pictures of themselves in. They're putting pictures of signs or plants or animals or what have you. As far as getting into environmental management and what piqued my interest in it, I don't want to get into a long sob story, but my father left when I was about 3. I have a sister that's a couple years older than me. I have another sister who's a couple years younger than me, and God bless my mom, she did a really good job, I think, of raising the 3 of us. She kept us in the same home all the time. She owns the home outright to this day. She kept us really tight, but with that, it required her to work at night for the 20% extra pay. She was a registered nurse, and so that meant when we came home, she was usually going to bed. When we were going to school, she was just coming home. With a schedule like that, doing what she could to clothe us, feed us, raise us properly. Aside from going into the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, rather, I didn't really have that many other boys or father figures. To this day, I don't know how she's done it or why she's done it, but my mom hasn't really even had a steady boyfriend. She just hasn't had the interest, I guess. She leans toward the family for all of her spare time. And the older you get, the more you appreciate, I guess, what your parents gave up to raise you. But with the lack of a male around, I was pretty much left to wander about myself. I spent most of my time either swimming in ponds around the house or walking through the woods that are unfortunately now mostly developed. And really kind of found my place, even as a preteen, sitting in the top of an oak tree that I was able to climb, or sitting in the gully. In Florida, we have gullies. They're only a couple of feet deep, but we still call them gullies here. And just watching, listening, checking out what was going on around me, really got a big appreciation for the outdoors and for the little undeveloped land that we still have around here. I do live in Brevard County. It's the same county that has Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, Cape Canaveral, where the shuttle goes off. Cocoa Beach is there. A lot of people are familiar with that, with Ron Johns and the surf trade. I live in what's called the Archie Carr National Marine Sanctuary, and there is another one. There's a sister sanctuary in Costa Rica. The purpose of both of them, the main purpose of both, is sea turtle preservation. And living in this area, I moved to the beach side shortly after I was an adult and can move out. Spend almost every dime I have to live in this side. This is where I like to play, so it only makes sense to me to want to live over here. I prefer to spend my money there than going to restaurants, going out wherever else other people go and spend their money on. I'm not a movie guy. So spending the time over here, watching the sea turtles. We have a lot of birds. We do have a lot of endangered birds. Birding is a major tourist attraction here. So is fishing. I started the video by walking you over to the beach from my front yard and garage. Figured I would show you a couple of my surfboards. Believe it or not, that's not the entire collection. For those of you that fish and hunt, Nathan, you'll understand that there's a different gun for every animal. There's a different weapon for seasons, for whatever foliage you're hunting in. You may need a better spread. You may need something with more power. Same thing with surfboards. Same thing with fishing poles. I took you through the front yard, showed you the flats boat I have that's a work in progress. Hopefully when I'm done with these classes, I'll have the time to actually finish it. Should be quite a nice boat by the time I'm done. Saw the canoe on the truck. I went out for a short paddle yesterday. We were having some weather come in today that I'll address in a minute, so I took advantage of the Saturday. And when I walked over to the beach, you guys noticed that I went through a gate probably. Unfortunately, I live in a homeowners association. I'm not real happy with that, but the only thing that we really regulate is the access to the beach and the river access. As you saw at the beach, there's some weather coming in. Right now we're under a tornado watch, and we're going from 5-mile-an-hour winds to 45-mile-an-hour winds in a second or two. There's a blue sky, but it doesn't always mean the weather's not going to be coming. I started to go down to the other end of my street that I showed you in the video and showed the Indian River Lagoon is there. It's a estuary of national significance, and it's also one of the top biologically diverse estuaries. I'm running you through all of this to kind of show you where I've lived, where I grew up, and that really has a lot to do with why I want to go into wildlife management. It's not so much the wildlife management as it is environmental management that I'm interested in. I have too many interests to focus on wildlife or fisheries. I don't really want to pin myself down, which is why I'm going for a broader degree. It's obvious that all of our natural areas are in danger of being developed or just abused by the people that do use them. And I really like to do what I can in order to preserve them. Currently I don't have any children. I'm about almost 38 years old. But I do have a couple of nephews, and you know, whatever generation follows, it would be nice if they could see undisturbed areas. In regard to this class, wildlife in Florida is kind of spread out these days. Since we're so developed, the corridors that we were just talking about last week, habitat connectivity, those are all becoming major issues. Florida panthers are actually being driven back north into the peninsula from the Everglades area. They were driven down there because it's the only place that wasn't developed. Now that South Florida and the Keys are becoming so developed, they're actually starting to come back up north into the peninsula. We do have one across the lagoon here. Again, I was hoping to be able to take a shot of that area, but as soon as I started making my way down the street on my bicycle, a gust came up that about blew me off the bike, and it just wouldn't have been a pretty picture even if we got there. The waves probably would have been chopped up over the deck. So this is a little area in my back porch. It's almost shaped like an atrium, which is why it's not so windy right now. Although I don't have but a couple of fish in the pond, this is a really nice place to set my laptop up on the table if the camera's on. Chug through my coursework this way when the weather allows it. It looks like there's another squall line coming through now, so I'm going to get the camera shut off, get this video uploaded. Again, it was really good to see the faces of my classmates, and through the next few weeks, I'm sure we'll be talking. Take care.